Imagine the possibility of an advanced human civilization thriving in Antarctica during the last interglacial period, a time between 129,000 and 116,000 years ago, when the Earth's climate was warmer than today. The last interglacial period was characterized by global temperatures about 1 to 2 degrees Celsius higher than today, primarily due to changes in Earth's orbit that increased solar radiation at higher latitudes. This warming, combined with greenhouse gas concentrations, contributed to a significant rise in global sea levels. Evidence suggests that sea levels were between 6 and 9 meters higher than present levels during the LIG. This increase indicates substantial ice loss from polar ice sheets, including Antarctica and Greenland. Antarctica, with its massive ice sheets, was a critical contributor to this sea level rise. There is compelling evidence, primarily from marine sediments and ice cores, suggesting that the Western Antarctic Ice Sheet, in particular, was vulnerable to the warming conditions of the lag. However, the ice loss during this period was not uniform across the continent. It's thought that large portions of the West Antarctic Ice Sheet may have been deglaciated, exposing vast stretches of land that are now buried beneath kilometers of ice. If these areas were indeed ice-free, the question arises, could they have been habitable? And might an ancient civilization have flourished there? During the last interglacial, parts of Antarctica could have had a more temperate climate. While today the continent is a frozen wasteland, back then the coastal regions may have resembled the climates of present-day southern Chile or New Zealand. Such a climate could have supported life, perhaps even an advanced civilization. If parts of West Antarctica were exposed, the land could have been fertile, with vegetation and wildlife providing sustenance for human populations. Melting glaciers might have created freshwater rivers and lakes, and the surrounding oceans, rich in marine life, could have offered abundant resources. In this more hospitable environment, a human society could have developed, potentially taking advantage of the region's isolation and natural resources to establish a civilization. In recent years, sonar imaging and satellite technology have revealed intriguing formations beneath Antarctica's thick ice sheets. Some researchers interpret these formations as artificial structures, remnants of an ancient society that once built massive monuments and cities. Geometric patterns, straight lines, and even pyramidal shapes have been identified, which appear inconsistent with natural geological processes. These anomalies have sparked speculation that the structures may be evidence of an ancient human civilization with sophisticated architecture and engineering capabilities. Large rectangular formations, long tunnels, and massive underground complexes detected beneath the ice suggest that the builders might have had advanced knowledge of construction techniques, potentially creating durable structures capable of withstanding the harsh environment. Some theories suggest that this civilization might have reached a high level of technological and architectural sophistication. If such a society existed, it may have constructed large cities, monumental stone buildings, or even complex underground habitats to protect themselves from the elements. These structures, possibly still preserved under the ice, could represent one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in human history, waiting to be uncovered. The very idea of a lost civilization beneath Antarctica connects to various ancient myths and stories of advanced societies that mysteriously disappeared. The concept of a lost Antarctic civilization echoes familiar themes in human history and mythology. Throughout the ancient world, stories have been passed down of great civilizations that existed before recorded history, only to be wiped out by cataclysmic events. In Sumerian, Egyptian, and Mesoamerican cultures, there are tales of pre-flood civilizations, societies that achieved great advancements, but were destroyed by catastrophic floods. Some of these myths may find parallels in an Antarctic civilization, which could have been obliterated by climate change at the end of the last interglacial. As the ice returned to Antarctica, burying the land once again, this ancient society may have been lost to time. Similarly, The legend of Atlantis, described by the Greek philosopher Plato, could hold connections to Antarctica. Plato speaks of a highly advanced civilization that was destroyed by floods and earthquakes, sinking beneath the sea. Some theorists have speculated that Antarctica could be the true location of Atlantis, submerged beneath ice rather than water after the end of the last interglacial. With sea levels rising and the Antarctic climate becoming increasingly inhospitable, a sudden glaciation could have overwhelmed such a civilization, leading to its destruction. The idea of an Antarctic civilization may also suggest that early humans, or a branch of advanced human societies, once lived in the region before migrating elsewhere as conditions worsened. If this civilization had knowledge of seafaring, exploration, and agriculture, its survivors could have spread their knowledge and culture to other parts of the world. Ancient South American, African, or Oceanian cultures could potentially trace their technological and architectural innovations back to these early Antarctic peoples. The transfer of knowledge from one society to another is a well-known historical process, and it's possible that traces of this Antarctic civilization's influence are embedded in the archaeology or mythology of other regions. While there is no direct physical evidence yet of a lost civilization in Antarctica, the indirect evidence continues to intrigue researchers and theorists. Sonar imaging, with its detection of strange, seemingly unnatural formations beneath the ice, has piqued the curiosity of those who believe in the possibility of an advanced society. Additionally, ice core samples have revealed traces of pollen, suggesting that parts of Antarctica were once vegetated, supporting the theory that the region was, at one time, hospitable to human life. Fossils and marine sediments found in and around Antarctica suggest that it was not always covered in ice and that, during warmer periods, complex ecosystems flourished there, potentially sustaining human populations. If an advanced civilization did once exist in Antarctica, the question remains, what happened to them? Several theories attempt to explain their disappearance. One possibility is that as the last interglacial period came to an end, the climate rapidly cooled, and the advancing ice forced human populations to either migrate or face extinction. As temperatures dropped and glaciers spread, the land that had once been fertile and temperate became an inhospitable frozen desert, wiping out the civilization that had developed there. Another theory suggests that rising sea levels at the end of the last interglacial might have flooded coastal cities, submerging much of the infrastructure under water and ice. In this scenario, the civilization's sudden decline could have been triggered by these environmental changes, leading to their eventual abandonment of the region. There's also the possibility that survivors of this civilization migrated to other parts of the world, carrying with them the knowledge and culture they had developed in Antarctica. If this migration occurred, it's possible that their cultural legacy survived in oral traditions, myths, and legends that have been passed down through generations. Some researchers believe that the myths of great floods and lost cities in other ancient cultures may be echoes of the catastrophic events that wiped out an Antarctic civilization. The legacy of such a civilization, if it existed, may still be waiting beneath the ice. Future expeditions to Antarctica could reveal archaeological artifacts such as tools, pottery, or even remnants of the structures themselves. As technology advances, more sophisticated imaging and drilling techniques might one day provide definitive evidence of this ancient society. But until that day comes, the idea of an advanced civilization in Antarctica remains one of the most fascinating and speculative possibilities in the study of human history. In conclusion, the theory of an advanced human civilization in Antarctica during the last interglacial period opens up intriguing possibilities about our understanding of ancient history. If deglaciation allowed for large areas of the continent to become habitable, it's conceivable that a civilization might have emerged there, building monumental structures and developing advanced technologies. While mainstream archaeology has yet to uncover definitive evidence, the tantalizing clues found in sonar imaging, combined with ancient myths of lost civilizations, keep this theory alive. Perhaps one day, beneath the ice of Antarctica, we will uncover the remnants of a society long forgotten by time.